99X, it's Barnes and Leslie, the Morning X. Let's get some sleaze in before we get out of here.
You know, they were talking about the Golden Globes being a huge success ratings-wise as well. Over 10 million viewers. That's pretty good for an award show now.
Big.
Yeah, Barnes, I don't know if you caught this or not, but this is just for you. Glenn Powell on the red carpet.
What you got?
Talking about his love for...
High school? I played in high school. Yeah, I didn't play college ball, but I'm a huge Texas Longhorn fan.
Oh, yeah.
Been grown up. There we go. Big game coming up.
There we go.
No, so I've been a college football fan my whole life, and but this is going to be a really special. And to bake it up with Eli Manning and Michael Waldron was really special.
He's talking about his new movie.
Yeah.
That looks funny.
That movie, and he doesn't even look like himself.
No, they filmed part of it at, what was it, a Georgia game? Like at halftime?
Yeah, I remember that. Hang on, let me tell you the name of that. Chad Powers.
Chad Powers. That's it. That's based on that commercial that Eli did.
Isn't that funny, though?
I can't believe that's going to be a whole movie, but I'm in.
I'm into. I really want to see a real pain. We talked about that, the Kieran Culkin and Jesse Eisenberg, because Jesse Eisenberg wrote that movie. You can get it on demand now, but he talked about writing this movie. It's called A Real Pain.
So I was writing this set in Mongolia, and my family's from Poland, and all the things that the characters are talking about in the movie is just, you know, very autobiographical. But I was setting this thing in Mongolia, and it just was not going well. And then this ad popped up online for Auschwitz tours, and then in parentheses, with lunch. And these, like, you know, I didn't think those 4 words would ever change my life. But I took the guys out of Mongolia and I reimagined the thing as them going on this, you know, strange thing that actually exists, which is like a yuppie tour of, you know, historical trauma. I thought, oh, that's so interesting. So now I could have these 2 guys whose interpersonal strife can be, you know, against the backdrop of real historical trauma. And suddenly these things could kind of be in conversation with each other in a way that made me feel like the story is rich enough to be a movie.
I saw another Eisenberg interview. He talked about how Culkin didn't want to rehearse. He didn't want to go over anything with him at all.
He just wanted to be in the moment.
Which is kind of, you know, insulting a little bit because the guy wrote it and directed it.
Right,
so he has a vision. But yeah, he's just so all over the place, Culkin, that it turns into great art.
I saw that the Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck divorce settlement was finally over. But did you know they didn't have a prenup?
What?
And which is kind of crazy to me because I don't even know like who is wealthier because both of them have a lot of money, right? But they're saying now that they still haven't sold their $61 million home that they purchased together. Who needs a $61 million home?
Yeah, they're going to take a hit on that.
But yeah, no prenup. But they're walking away with what they came into the marriage with.
Yeah, they're both loaded. And who has more problems? That's the question. Is it Affleck?
Who has more drama?
Or he's just
both.
Dude seems really angry.
I know. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame hit a high note. The most viewed induction ceremony ever. ABC's primetime special, New Year's Day, 4.6 million people.
How did I miss that? I didn't even know that was on.
Yeah, I totally missed it, so I'm hoping it's streaming somewhere. Well, yeah, it was the holidays, so, you know. Barnes, you know I love an award show, so guess what's next? Let's not talk about the People's Choice Awards this week, but the Oscars.
Oh, when is that?
Let's see here. March 2nd.
Oh, yeah. Well, you've got the Grammys before that.
You got the Grammys before that, but they revealed the Oscars. 323 feature films are eligible for nominations.
That's heavy.
Big time. Now I'm wondering, like, who's going to make the top 10? Talking about audience stuff, did you see where that football game with the Vikings and the Lions, 28.5 million? I know that football game. Did you see the audience score for that?
Biggest of the year.
28.5 million.
I mean, okay, the football game. But did you see what the Vikings front office did with that game?
No, I didn't see that. What?
They bought $2 million worth of tickets on the open market, so third party, and put it back for sale to their fans in the Detroit stadium, like lower level good seats. So they paid basically $1,000 a ticket, and they put an email out to their fan base and said, we're selling these tickets for $200.
So the Vikings buying tickets for the game, which is being played at the opposite team's stadium. Wow.
So went out and bought a bunch of seats that would rarely be Vikings people, but they were selling them. So they took a loss, like an 80% loss, but sold them to their fans. So if they had 1,000 more, I mean, in the scheme of things, it's not that many, but 1,000 more fans in an important area in the middle of the field, which could help them, when it needs to be quiet so they can hear plays and stuff.
That was brilliant. Did it work?
No, they got blown out.
Oh.
And they lost $2 million. So probably not a lot of teams will be following that scheme unless you buy the whole building. But yeah, I thought that was funny.
Obviously, our hearts and prayers and thoughts go out to everyone that's experiencing these wildfires in California. But Barnes, I don't even know if you've caught this, but a lot of celebrities have been on X just kind of giving just updates. James Woods being one of them. And obviously, everyone is thanking the fire department, all the volunteers. The devastation is just at biblical proportions. So thinking about all of our friends, and I know I have friends that have been affected, and just thinking about everyone.
Well, firsthand, we know someone that hasn't it happened twice to Butch Walker?
It did. It happened twice. The tricky thing is you don't know where these winds are going to go.
He lost everything.
Everything.
Important stuff from his career. Just all of it gone. That's what's so hard to wrap your head around living here in Atlanta. You don't have moments where you're just out one day and all of a sudden you can't get back to your house. And then it's like, well, you're going to have to wait and see what happens. You can't control it.
And people are on pins and needles about what should I do. They live in the area. They're just sitting there, sitting ducks, wondering what's going to happen next.
Awful.
Some celebrity couple updates. I don't know if you saw this. Tom Holland surprised Zendaya with an engagement proposal at the Golden Globes.
I didn't, and I'm okay that I didn't.
Yeah, well, he wanted to keep the proposal as private as possible. How do you do that when you're doing it at the Golden Globes?
The Benny Blanco thing was funny, though, with the
Benny
joke,
Blanco, yeah.
The joke that, what's her name, Nikki Glaser did about him and
Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez, who I think is very pretty, classically pretty. And those two are a motley crew.
You're like, what is happening here? But, he makes her laugh, and he is a very funny guy.
He is very funny. It's just funny watching her go, and Benny Blanco's here, and he's with the wish that he got granted.
Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster spotted holding hands. So, yeah, they are confirming the rumors of their romance. Of course, known for their performances in The Music Man. Well, that was a big hubbub, right? Because people are saying he cheated on his wife with Sutton Foster.
It's tough when you're so public like that.
It is so tough. And I guess it ran its course, Barnes. Austin Butler and Kaya Gerber call it quits after 3 years of dating. People are saying was a huge age gap. She's 23, he's 33, but she's young. Supermodel, Kaya Gerber, but it's over. I thought they were a gorgeous looking couple. But,
Looks good on paper, and then that 33-23 starts getting a little drift.
Did you happen to notice Jeremy Strong nominated for The Apprentice?
Notice.
Yeah, on the Golden Globes.
How could you not?
He looked like a hip-hop leprechaun with that green. He had this green velvet hat and jacket and crazy glasses. He was asked about that outfit on the red carpet.
I thought he looked like J.K. from Jamiroquai.
That's a good call.
I mean, how could you not catch him? He just stuck out like a sore thumb.
You're giving me a little LL Cool J Run DMC vibe. You know you are, right? What were you going for?
You know what it was like, I've been accused of only wearing brown. So I just thought, I'll just turn that on its head a little bit.
I love that.
That dude is deep.
Wow.
He's just really dark.
What an outfit. That's your Celebrity Sleaze.